Hello, and thank you for joining this presentation where we get a glimpse of welding around the world. My name is Dane Dermody, and I am a full-time faculty member here at Kirkwood Community College. This presentation is a collaboration between myself and students of the Advanced Welding Technologies program here at Kirkwood Community College. First off, we'd like to start about talking about the American culture. Americans pride themselves on freedom, independence, and national pride. Americans are considered technologically advanced, and they are very proud of their freedom, otherwise known as rights. Americans have a culture of entertainment that consists of concerts, movies, television, national parks, sporting events, and other activities. Some of our sporting events that are very popular is baseball. This has been traditionally American from its beginning in 1846. American football, basketball, and then there's also soccer and hockey. One thing at the beginning of each of these events is our national anthem. National anthem is taken part at the beginning of sporting events and other major events since it was started by baseball fans during World War I. Independence, perseverance, and hope for the future is what the national anthem means to the American people. Independence Day is a national holiday that is widely celebrated. On July 4th, 1776, America passed the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain, and it is celebrated every year as America's birthday with fireworks, parades, carnivals, and other events. Next, we're going to take a look at Iowa specifically. This is the state which we live in. Iowa is located in the north central United States, and it is part of a region that is commonly known as the Midwest. Iowa is heart of the Midwest. Each year in Iowa, Iowans, Americans, and people from all around the world take part in a 7-day bike ride across the state. Each day is usually about 60 miles, give or take, and they camp along the way. Iowa is the only state that has this event, and this is the longest recreational touring event reoccurring. Next, we're going to talk about Iowa Nice or Midwest Nice. The picture that's up right now is a guy named Willie Ray, and I'm going to expand on why he's here. He is a beacon of our community right now. But last summer on August 10th, a big portion of our state was hit by a storm that's known as a derecho. A derecho is basically a land-based hurricane. This storm caused uprooted trees, as you see in the image, destroyed crops that you can almost see in the satellite image. All of the lighter green area there that's circled in yellow, that is all crops that are laying on their side. That is noticed by the satellite imagery. And then it also took power down for approximately a week, longer for some, shorter for others. But it took down a lot of power lines, which was a big interruption to our infrastructure. 8 months after the fact, we are still dealing with the aftermath. To go back to Willie Ray and Iowa Nice, you can see that's his restaurant there up on the north side of Cedar Rapids, and it's a little barbecue shop. When the derecho hit, Willie Ray shut down his shop for about a month and a half, and he cooked for free and provided meals to the community for free and just worked off of goodwill donation. He took that donation and he put it right back into the meat and menu items that he was serving. This is a perfect example of what it means to be Iowa Nice. Iowa Nice means to help anyone who needs it, wave to strangers, or just plain being nice. One thing about natural disasters within our state is you will really see our communities come together and help people out, clean debris, whatever needs to get done, everything gets set aside and people come together to help each other out. Iowa is very agricultural based. In this image you can see a common landscape image of what the countryside of Iowa will look like. Lots of crops, farms, just very agricultural based. 92% of Iowa is devoted to agriculture. We lead the nation in production of corn, soybeans, and pork. And this creates that specific landscape that you were talking about. The Iowa farmer has great respect because other people understand their impact on the global market. Next we'll talk about Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids is located in eastern central Iowa. Historically, Cedar Rapids has been an industrialized town. As our industries grow on a specific trait, the city tends to grow in that nature. With there being so much of an industry driven town, this creates a very blue collar working class type mentality in our city. Within our city, there are 300 different manufacturing companies, and 24 Fortune 500 companies are based out of Cedar Rapids. We are the second biggest city in the state of Iowa, and it is very family oriented. We have community parks, plazas, multiple shopping opportunities, and all sorts of activities for all age groups. We have a historical downtown that is a very active scene and a different type of culture. Next, we're going to speak about our college specifically. Kirkwood is located on the southwest side of Cedar Rapids, just on the edge of town. It started serving the community in 1966, and in 2018-19 school year, we had 16,700 students enrolled and an average class size of 21. We had 330 international students from 100 different countries. And then we also have 9 outreach buildings, which we refer to as regional centers, across 7 different counties. Each regional center and main campus each regional center serves middle school and high school students. All locations from the regional centers to main campus offer summer camps for younger students in junior high and even as young as elementary school for them to experience classes that Kirkwood would provide. Regional centers offer dual credit to high school students so they can earn college credit, and most programs that have a program articulated down to the regional centers will accept college credits for a high school student taking those programs. They could get up to 15, and that would be equivalent to an entire semester's worth of classes. The Advanced Welding Technologies program is a program that is ran by Kirkwood, that is a accredited testing facility for the American Welding Society. We'll speak a little bit more about this at the end of our presentation. We teach along the AWS Sense Level 1 curriculum, which is a standard curriculum that is observed by the American Welding Society. We offer a 1-year diploma and a 2-year degree option. All instructors are certified welding inspectors under the American Welding Society. And we have top-of-the-line technology and equipment as far as pulsed MIG welders and virtual reality welding. Our program articulates to the University of Iowa or the University of Northern Iowa in industrial management programs. Here's a snapshot of our plan of study. We have 5 terms, so 2 springs, 2 fall, and 1 summer in our traditional 2-year degree track. If someone was wanting to do just a 1-year diploma, they would just do term 1 and term 2. We start off with basic welding techniques in shielded metal arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding, and gas metal arc welding, as well as thermal cutting processes. And then we transition to a little bit more complex shielded metal arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding on stainless steel and aluminum, flux core arc welding, and then we also do print reading. As we transition into the second year, or our summer course, we get into weld inspection, and then the second year is mainly pipe and fabrication techniques. We have a little bit of robotics in at the end as well. And there's 2 pictures of our labs. We have a TIG side and a multi-process welding side. Our students achieve credentials externally through OSHA 10 General Industry Certification, Adult First Aid CPR Certification, a forklift class for stage 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. There are 4 certification opportunities embedded in the courses, and then we also have other welding certifications available upon request. Campus life. Kirkwood has 6 sports teams, 80+ clubs, and 20+ musical and theater performances, all of which compete at a championship level in junior college. And then Kirkwood's living areas are not dorm rooms, but they are apartments, and they can choose the number of bedrooms that they would like, and this provides opportunities for students to mingle with other students. When students are considering their track after high school, they would consider a 2-year or 4-year degree or go straight to industry. When we look at the traditional university versus a community college, at the traditional university, you could see a class size up to 200 students. They're mainly liberal arts focused, while there is some career tech educational opportunities, and they are very expensive. A degree at a 4-year university takes 4 years, and it's about the same cost as 14 Honda Civics at 18% interest. The community college, in our program, our class size max out at 16, but across the college it's average about 20. This creates for a more personalized experience. We are very career tech oriented, and 5 semesters is about the same as 1 Honda Civic. Our industries. We serve one sector, which is known as our construction industry. This is mainly structural welding on carbon steel and stainless steels. This would be new buildings, additions, concrete foundations or forms, and this is going to be mainly shielded metal arc welding, flux core arc welding, and stud welding. We have 2 different sizes of manufacturers. We have large manufacturers and small manufacturers. Large manufacturers consist of John Deere, which employs about 73,000 people, agricultural machinery, heavy gauge carbon steel welding, and then we also have Case New Holland, which is about 63,000 people in 2019, and like John Deere, they are agricultural focused and a lot of heavy gauge carbon steel welding. A couple other large manufacturers would be Kinsey Manufacturing. They have about 250 people, and they create grain carts, planters, and field cultivators. And Vermeer, which employs about 2,500 employees, and they are agricultural equipment based as well. And then we have a branch of Terex, which is mining equipment, rock crushers, cranes, human lifts, and telehandlers. Large manufacturers have built their roots here in Iowa because of our 92% agricultural dedication across the state. It's made here, so it stays here. There are approximately over 4,000 manufacturing companies which employ about 220,000 plus jobs. 14% of Iowa's employment. These are small shops as small as 15 or large companies employing hundreds to thousands. Some of our small manufacturers would be Conveyor Engineering, which creates conveying equipment, and they manufacture for larger manufacturers such as ADM, General Mills, Quaker Oats, BP, Tyson's, and many others. We also have Marion Process Solutions, which manufactures mixers and blenders for several different materials. They produce for companies such as General Mills, Quaker Oats, McCormick, so on and so forth. Another small manufacturer that serves on our industry is Newell Machinery. They manufacture conveyor equipment, and they also do general metal fabrications. When COVID hit, they branched off and they started the production of ghost weightlifting equipment. We also have New Leader Manufacturing, which manufactures fertilizer spreaders and city spreader trucks for salt and icy roads. And this company has partners such as John Deere, Case, and AGCO. Within the manufacturing sector, the welding processes that are most commonly seen would be gas metal arc welding pulse, gas metal arc welding, flux cord arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding, and robotics. How you would find employment as a student or someone looking to get into this is you would research the positions available, educate yourself with what that job would consist of, and then you could start with an internship or a part-time job while taking classes to specialize within those processes and procedures. How you could find out about these jobs is online job boards, staffing agencies, career fairs or job fairs at the specific manufacturers or place of employment, or they do come onto campus to visit and recruit directly from our classrooms. Next, we'll talk about the American Welding Society. The American Welding Society is our source for certifications, standards, and specifications. They have more than 300 technical documents that serve the welding industry, and they developed approximately 200 codes, specifications, recommended practices, and guides. This is a nonprofit organization whose goal is to simply advance the science and technology of welding and other joining and cutting processes. It is composed of 22 districts, 250 sections, serves over 70,000 members worldwide. Here's a makeup of what the districts look like. Members of the AWS have access to many valuable resources. They have access to tuition assistance, 10 certifications, self-paced online learning, and communication boards with other members. Sections and districts is the main method of communication, and sections are comprised of many counties, and in turn districts contain several sections. Here is what some of the codes we generally see here at Kirkwood. So we have a code for structural steel and bridge. Those would serve our construction industry. We have D14.3, which is earth moving, ag, and construction equipment, which we saw in those large manufacturers. And we saw sanitary pipe applications, which would serve our food industry locally and the food manufacturing industry locally. Certifications that are available through the AWS is a certified welder, certified welding inspector, associate welding inspector, the welding supervisor, a welding sales representative, a welding engineer, and robotic arc welding. The process to becoming a certified welder is the one that I want to focus on mainly today, because this is the one that our students are focused on mainly. QC7 is the document that outlines the standard for a certified welder. If you were to take a test, you would need to locate a testing facility, and there's a screenshot of the ones located in Iowa. And you would need to show up with the weld procedure specification, and if it's not what's considered a pre-qualified process, you would need your procedure qualification record as well. You complete a weldment that is outlined by the applicable code, and then the code will also outline the visual inspection that would need to take place upon the completion of the weldment. If the visual acceptance criteria has been met, then we will move on to the destructive test, where weld specimens are created in accordance to the code book. And then we will do a guided bend test, which after the bend test, then we will look at the acceptance criteria for the bend test and make sure that all of those specifications are met. If everything is met, then the welder will then be what's considered recognized by the AWS to have the ability to repeatedly produce a sound weld, and this would be acknowledged and accepted by anywhere the AWS is accepted. And they are limited to the limitations that are outlined in their weld procedure specification or their WPS. Thanks again for joining us today in our presentation, and we look forward to hearing from you.